We're making sure Israel has what it needs to defend itself and respond to these attacks.
President Joe Biden is slated to visit Israel on Wednesday amid the country's ongoing conflict with Hamas. The United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced this visit from Jerusalem after an extended meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the country's newly formed war cabinet. Netanyahu initially invited Biden to visit Israel during a call on October 14th, after which U.S. and Israeli officials began seriously discussing a possible visit. Biden has expressed steadfast support for Israel after Hamas's attack killed at least 30 Americans, with another 13 citizens missing or taken hostage. Here is the statement Biden gave shortly after the conflict began.
I've also directed my team to remain in constant contact with leaders throughout the region, including Egypt, Turkey, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Oman, the UAE, as well as our European partners and the Palestinian Authority. It's also a terrible tragedy on a human level. It's hurting innocent people. Seeing the lives that have been broken by this, the families torn apart, it's heartbreaking. And Jill and I are praying for those families who've been impacted by this violence. We grieve with those who've lost their loved ones, lost a piece of their soul.
Blinken said Biden's visit comes at a critical moment for Israel, for the region, and for the world, as Reuters reported that nearly 3,000 Palestinians have died in the conflict, with nearly 10,000 severely wounded. In Israel, ABC reports that the death toll is at 1,400, with 3,400 Israelis being injured. This is Blinken's full statement on what President Biden hopes to accomplish on his Wednesday visit.
President Biden will visit Israel. He's coming here at a critical moment for Israel, for the region, and for the world. And he's coming here to do the following. First, the President will reaffirm the United States' solidarity with Israel and our ironclad commitment to its security. President Biden will again make clear, as he's done unequivocally since Hamas's slaughter of more than 1,400 people, including at least 30 Americans, that Israel has the right and indeed the duty to defend its people from Hamas and other terrorists and to prevent future attacks. The President will hear from Israel what it needs to defend its people as we continue to work with Congress to meet those needs. Second, President Biden will underscore our crystal clear message to any actor, state or non-state, trying to take advantage of this crisis to attack Israel. Don't. To that end, he's deployed 2 aircraft carrier groups and other military assets to the region. Third, the President will continue to coordinate closely with our Israeli partners to secure the release of hostages taken by Hamas, including men, women, small children, Holocaust survivors, and American citizens, as an indispensable humanitarian effort. Fourth, President Biden will receive a comprehensive brief on Israel's war aims and strategy. Fifth, the President will hear from Israel how it will conduct its operations in a way that minimizes civilian casualties and enables humanitarian assistance to flow to civilians in Gaza in a way that does not benefit Hamas. To that end, today, and at our request, the United States and Israel have agreed to develop a plan that will enable humanitarian aid from donor nations and multilateral organizations to reach civilians in Gaza, and them alone, including the possibility of creating areas to help keep civilians out of harm's way. It is critical that aid begin flowing into Gaza as soon as possible. We share Israel's concern that Hamas may seize or destroy aid entering Gaza or otherwise preventing it from reaching the people who need it. If Hamas in any way blocks humanitarian assistance from reaching civilians, including by seizing the aid itself, we'll be the first to condemn it, and we will work to prevent it from happening again. We welcome the government of Israel's commitment to work on this plan. The President very much looks forward to discussing it further when he's here on Wednesday. Thanks very much.
White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said Biden will also travel to Amman, Jordan, where he will meet with King Abdullah II, Egyptian President Abdul Fattah el-Sisi, and Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas. Jean-Pierre said Biden would reiterate that Hamas does not stand for the Palestinian people's right to dignity and self-determination. While Biden has stressed Israel has the right to respond to the terrorist attacks, he has also warned the country against seeking to occupy Gaza as it prepares for a looming ground invasion. Biden says he believes that Hamas should be eliminated, but added there needs to be a path to a Palestinian state. He said Israelis should do everything in their power to avoid the killing of innocent civilians. The president has vowed to provide additional military aid to Israel, but said he didn't think it would be necessary to put U.S. troops on the ground.